There are many men depressed in the world today. They are beaten down by their environment, the pressures they put on themselves, and this growing hatred for men, and let's not forget that idiotic term of toxic masculinity. Today I'm going to share with you 3 ways I found to beat depression. Let's get to work.
Leaders are not born in a womb. They are forged through heat, pressure, and a whole lot of sweat. The Fire Forged Leader podcast serves the audience through exploring leadership at work, in the community, and with the family, using a practical perspective and real-life experiences from the host, Steve Baumgartner, and his guests in the Forge. Now, it's time to enter the Forge with the Fire Forged Leader.
I don't know if I've ever shared this with you before, but when I was younger, I tried to commit suicide. And for the couple of times that I actually ate pills or did something else that was stupid with the intent of killing myself, there were many more times that I thought about it. Interestingly enough, though, it's more common than you think with men. Let me share some statistics with you really quickly. Men comprise only 50% of the United States population. They, however, constitute 80% of the suicide rate. The rate increased over 37% in the 18 years from 2000 to 2018. They dipped a little bit in 2018, but then when we hit 2020, that awesome little COVID pandemic that we went through, they shot right back up. And they're at the highest rates that they've ever been. Now, the CDC also speculates that 3 million men in the United States are contemplating or have attempted suicide and failed. Today, I want to talk about what's before that, and that's depression. Depression in men specifically. I want to acknowledge the reality that many men are facing right now but feel like they can't talk about. Maybe that's you. And if it is, I want you to know you're not alone. Depression doesn't make you weak. It's not a sign that you failed. It's a signal that something needs attention. And just like any other challenge in life, there are ways to overcome it. We just don't know how. But the first thing that I want to talk about before I go on to anything else is one of the hardest steps to take, and that is reaching out for help. If you're thinking about suicide, I want you to stop this recording and go call someone. You need to talk to someone right now. For everybody else who's still with me, I want to put some hard truths out there. I want to talk about some of the reasons why men get depressed, why they believe that this is the only way out. In our society, men are often expected to carry the weight of the world on their shoulders. They need to provide for our families. For leadership, men are often looked to. We're also looked to protect others, our families, people out in society. And society tells us to be strong and stoic. And they also tell us never to show any weakness. But at the same time, society is trying to change men into things that they are not. They scream this word at men about being toxic. Now let's get that straight for a second. There is no such thing as a toxic man or toxic masculinity. There are men who are mature, and there are boys who have not matured. And that's the only two things. Masculinity is a maturing of manhood. They tell us that we cannot have opinions about family. They say we're not sensitive enough, yet telling us that we can't show emotion. We are born strong and told to be weak in this society. If you watch any TV show, we are mocked and humiliated on TV. Once again, we are judged for the actions that immature idiots have done, rather than the actions that we take as mature men, the actions that we've taken in this life. And often it feels like the world is against us, that society is against us. We try to do the right things, and we're wrong. There's so many things that we can focus on and the reasons why. But guys, right now, I want you to listen up by turning down the volume. You don't have to listen to that garbage anymore. Now, I want you to listen to this instead. Today, I'm going to give you 3 ways that will help you drive the voices of depression out of your damn head. Once again, I'm not a professional. So if you need one, please go find one. I love all you guys, and I don't want to see any of you going down a dark road. So number 1, we need, as men, to build a strong support network. We can't go lone wolf out there, guys. We need a tribe. We need a tribe of men. Your tribe, yeah, I get it. Everybody wants to call their family their tribe. That's your family. A tribe is different. We as men are not born to walk alone, no matter what anybody says. Yeah, the old John Wayne movies, whatever. That's BS. Batman, that's BS. Well, Batman might not be BS. He had Alfred, right? I get it. You have a wife and kids. You don't want to take away time. But time with your wife and kids is not the same. Number 1, you have to be strong for them. How can you be strong for them and be able to share your deepest, darkest fears? Now, if you want to know how to build a tribe, go ahead and contact me. I'll help you out, but there's plenty of ways out there. All right? Like I said, you can contact me, but you can also go down to the gym if that's your thing. You can go to the shooting range. You can go wherever. Whatever you like to do, someone else likes to do the same thing. Go find those men and go hang out with them. Go up and ask them about something. Go up and start talking to them. This is your mental health. You need to put your best foot forward and go talk to someone. Number 2 is we need to set some goals, right? So that's going to sound like an odd thing for mental health, but we need to set some goals. And here's the reason why, guys. We all need to have purpose. I don't know how to say it any better than that. We all need to have purpose. We need to have something to drive towards. When we don't have that, well, look at it. How many men die shortly after they retire because they didn't have a hobby or they didn't have something else to do to fulfill a purpose? We need purpose in our lives. Now, purpose and goals, you're going to see those as different. I got it. But here's the thing. Goals are simply a short-term purpose. We can build out a full purpose later. But right now, we need to move. You need to move if you're in a depressed state. So what does this look like? Well, let's start small. We can't eat the whole damn elephant sitting right here. So when I say start small, if you're in a depressed state, the best thing that you can do is make short-term goals, right? Short-term. Something like, for 7 days straight, I'm going to go out for a walk. And you make it for 7 days and you celebrate. You know what? This week, I'm not going to drink any of the weekdays. Celebrate it at the end. Probably not with getting blasted, right, with alcohol, but celebrate it by going out and, I don't know, going out and getting that new pair of shoes that you want. I don't know. Or something like, I'm going to spend 10 minutes every day playing Legos with my son because I want to grow closer to him. And I want you to track that shit. I want you to feel some wins. All right, number 3. This isn't rocket science, guys, but these are 3 things that I can tell you make a hell of a difference when I'm feeling this way. Physical activity. Structure your day to get physical activity. Gentlemen, there is nothing like going out and getting some exercise for your mood. So go out and do it. Do it every day, right? Oh yeah, some trainers, they say you should only train 3 or 4 times a day. Yep, got it. Most of us aren't lifting heavy every day, right? Go out and take a walk on the days that you're not training something special. So many studies, many studies. I'm not going to quote any. They're so extensive, but many studies have shown that exercise reduces stress, it improves moods, it enhances sleep quality, it improves cognitive function, it acts as a coping mechanism, and helps you connect with other people socially. So let's recap that real quick. We are going to build a tribe. We are going to set some goals. And then finally, we're going to get some damn physical activity. Build a tribe, set goals, physical activity. Tribe, goals, activity. Tribe, goals, activity. I can't say it enough. Do those 3 things every day. I know that for some of you, depression feels like an impossible battle. I get it. I've been there. I battle with it from time to time. But I want to leave you with this thought. You are stronger than you realize. The fact that you're simply here listening to this podcast right now tells me that you're ready to fight. It starts with the small steps, guys. Maybe today's step is reaching out to someone that you trust. Maybe it's simply lacing up your shoes and going for a walk. Maybe it's sitting down and setting a goal for tomorrow. Just simply tomorrow. Whatever it is, I want you to take that step. Because one step leads to another. And before you know it, you're on the path. You don't have to do it alone. In fact, you shouldn't do it alone. You've got people around you who care. And if you feel like there's no one, reach out to a counselor, reach out to a support group, go to the gym, find your tribe. They're out there and they're ready to help you. Remember, strength isn't about not falling. It's about getting back up, Kings. And you will, one step at a time. Thank you for joining me once again on this episode of the Fireforge Leader podcast and being able to get vulnerable with you guys today. As you know, September is Suicide Prevention Month, and this one hits really hard for me at home here. My family has struggled with depression. I've struggled with depression. I get it. I understand it. I feel it. Now, if you found this discussion valuable, please share it with your network and leave me a review. Until next time, I want you to keep forging your path with purpose and passion.
You have just experienced the heat and pressure of the forge. Remember, words without action are meaningless. Now, after the heat of the forge, shape your thoughts, quench your brain, then put your new tools to use, adding to your leadership. Tune in next week for more lessons from the forge.